Hey everybody, it's the Betting Edge with the Prez. I'm Lawrence Presman, co-founder of WagerTalk Media, and I'm excited about today's show. Mid-major Matt from sportsmemo.com and Tony Finn joining us. Like every Thursday show, we take apart one college football, one NFL, one college basketball, and one NBA game. Let's bring the guests in and say hello. Matthew, what's up with that shirt? You're killing what? I don't see the end.
Well, it's You're Killing Me Smalls. It's from Sandlot. It's supposed to elicit laughs, and that's what I was hoping to go for.
How are you, my brother?
Things going well. Hard to believe how far we are into the college football season and college basketball. It's a busy time for us handicappers, that's for sure.
Tony, what's going on with you, dude? This week has literally been the Tony Finn week. I have promoted the absolute crap out of you. By the way, great backdrop.
Well, I have a new one coming. I'm not sure you're gonna like it, guys, but I'll get it approved before I put it live. This is live television. Are we in live television, right?
Yeah, it's not live.
Go. It's a good day. It's Friday. Every day is Friday. When you're my age, every day is Friday. Every day is a good day.
Yeah, every day is Saturday when you're my age.
But thank you for promoting me, by the way. Thank you very much.
Yeah, dude, you know what? You've been killing it, dude, and we'll talk about it a little later. Before we get into the show, Matt, congratulations on your NFL run, your NFL season. Really outstanding stuff. You're on a 9-2 NFL run right now. I put up a promo for you. You can tweet it out to everybody. It's Matt294. I know you're American, Matthew, so I'm gonna spell Matt for you. It's M-A-T-T. There are two T's in Matt. Are there two T's in Matthew?
Yes, there are two T's in Matthew.
But there are some Matthews where there's one T.
I believe Ryan Matthews, the former Chargers running back, was a 1T.
Yeah, a 1T Matthew. Is there any trends on that?
I don't know too many non-1Ts, so I don't. No, I do not have any trends on that. Ask Ralph Michaels.
I'm a W Lawrence. Americans really like the U with Lawrence. Most Lawrences I've ever met from America is LAU. I'm a W, and it stands for wonderful.
Lawrence Fishburne, right?
Yeah, he's a U.
I was born in Lawrence, Kansas, and this was a W.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Yeah, I know. Except my mother.
You know what, Tony? Please send my love to your mom. Is she still with us?
Yes, she is. 81?
Whoa.
81, yeah. 81.
Well, send my love.
See what you have to look forward to? My mother's alive. My father's alive, both in their 80s. And I won't be 60 till next month, so you got 20 more years of me if you think you can put up with that.
I don't, Tony. I'm going to sell this company within the next 3 to 5 years, and I am never coming back into this nutcase industry. You know, I actually want to talk about that for a second. You know, Matt, you're new to this industry. You just joined Sports Memo about a year ago, and we get a lot of people emailing us, at least 4 or 5 a day, wanting to join us as handicappers. And a lot of people think this is a very glamorous, fun job. You get to study sports. You get to talk sports. It's a nightmare. You basically work all day, and then when 7 o'clock hits, you check scores until it's bedtime. You're in a foul mood when you lose. You're in a normal mood when you win. So their highs are not high, but the lows are like keep your penis soft low. That low, like that low. Like it doesn't get lower than what we do. And it's a grind. It never ends. There's sports every single day. This is one of, if not the hardest industries I've ever been involved in my life. Frankly, I can't wait to sell this company. So anybody out there who wants to buy WagerTalk Media, email me, please. I need a break. Tony, you understand this more than anybody else.
I think people don't understand. You can explain this all you want, Lawrence, and they will never understand it unless they live it. And you have to live it for, 15, 20 years? And, and here it is. It is true. Everything he said is absolutely accurate. I get up typically very early, 4 or 5 in the morning after going to bed at 1 or 2. And then I work all day, and then I work during games at night. And it's led to this, which is not the color of my natural color of my hair, and it's a heart attack. People stalking you, drive-bys, stuff like that. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful
the
world we live in.
drive-bys I find very tough. Matt, have you experienced any drive-bys yet?
No, I'd rather not experience that. Thank you.
Yeah, Matt, welcome to the sports betting industry, my brother.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen. No, thank you.
Well,
Guys, let's get into it. Seattle on the road. They're playing Philadelphia, and I was on Philadelphia last week against New England. Now they find themselves at -1, 1.5, and I'm looking at Seattle here in this game. I think they're coming off of a bye. Russell Wilson is all world right now. This team travels very, very well. I don't know. I think an Eagle by nature would probably beat the crap out of a Seahawk, but these aren't birds. These are men. I'd rather have Carroll over Peterson. I'd rather have Wilson over Wentz. I'd rather have a team off of a bye than one that isn't. And this Philadelphia team, Tony, is really injured. Their offensive line is injured. Their running back Howard is injured. Their stretch wide receivers are injured. And Carson Wentz is out of sync. I think Seattle's the play, my brother.
Everything you said, perfectly accurate. I think
well, then
you
we
do.
just need to move to Matt. We don't even need to hear.
Well, if you can't listen, I think the Seattle defense is not as good as defenses in past Pete Carroll had. But against Philadelphia, you really don't have to be, especially as you described. With no receivers to stretch the field, they cheat safeties up. And in this situation, really, Carson Wentz hasn't been the same, Lawrence, Matt, since he had his injury a couple of years ago. He has not been the same. And the injuries to Howard, as you described, the offensive line, the wide receivers, even if this team was just Wilson, and it's not, but it is, Wilson is the star of Seattle. They do travel well. Pete Carroll is the second best coach in the NFL. I agree with Prez.
Matthew, what do you like?
Well, I'm going to separate my Eagle fandom, which was very frustrated from last week because they should have beaten the Patriots. They played well enough to beat them, and they made Brady look like a 40-something-year-old man. But if you look at it, Lane Johnson, I just read, is still in concussion protocol. So by now, his chances of playing Sunday are less and less, and he is the anchor of that offensive line. They're actually practicing Andre Dillard over on the right side, but that means Vaitai over on the left side is going to be a complete, failure if Peters can't play. He can't stay in a whole game. So that the offensive line is a big part of this offense. If they ran Miles Sanders more, if you told me that they're going to run Sanders and these other guys 20, 25, 30 times, I think they have a shot here. But as you said, Seattle's healthier. The one thing I wonder is Eagles secondary is the most healthy it's ever been with Jalen Mills. They played so much better. Avonte Maddox in the slot is a lot better. Darby looks pretty good. So will Russell Wilson be able to find Lockett? How 100% is Lockett? I lean to the Seahawks, but if they become a favorite, I probably won't take this game.
Yeah.
Lawrence, let me just chip in a little bit. This is the deal. Jim Schwartz's disciplined defense. Wilson has given this defense fits. I don't believe Philadelphia has ever beat Wilson. And Wilson has given this defense fits, and they need to be healthy. And I think Philadelphia's best chance is if that secondary can hang with receivers long enough with Wilson's mobility. As you described it there, Matt, was really a perfect description. There's so many problems right now with Philadelphia; it makes it tough to back.
Well, Matt's just a perfect man all around. Perfect hair, perfect eyes, perfect.
He's so relaxed. What's up?
Should I
you read the comments. My voice is annoying to a lot of people, apparently, though.
It annoys me.
Yeah, it annoys me, too.
It reminds me of mine. Never mind. Yeah. It's wonderful, Matt. I think you do a great job.
Matt, both Tony and I would give anything just to change ages with you. We'll even take your voice.
Yeah, no thanks.
Remember, everyone, Matt 294. It's $100 off of his NFL season. It does annoy some of our guests when I say scroll change. So as a result of caring, scroll change. Wrong scroll change. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Oh, Tony Finn.
That was annoying.
I am annoying. Yeah. Let's talk Liberty versus Virginia. Liberty's on the road here, Matt. Virginia came out at a consensus 19. They're now down to 17. 58% of the tickets are being written on Liberty, 56% on the over. The total is 54.5. Matt, regale us with your college football thoughts.
So I call this actually the most fascinating game on the college football card on Saturday because there's so many angles to this thing. You look, Liberty's playing their fourth straight road game. Now, they are coming off a bye week, so that's going to help them. Every time they've taken a step up in class, they haven't played very well. They were shut out by Syracuse week 1 at home. They went to BYU. They hung tough, but they couldn't stop them on offense. And then Rutgers scored over 40 points on them and out-physical them as well. You look on the other side. Virginia has everything in the world in front of them next week. They've got their rival, the long losing streak against Virginia Tech, the ACC Coastal. Everything in the world is for them next week. And then there's this game coming off a bye week, and you're wondering, how much are they going to play the starters? Is Bryce Perkins going to play the whole game? Joe Reed's not 100%. Is Joe Reed going to play a game at all? Hassis Dubois, on and on and on. They talked to the coach this week, and he basically said, we're playing our players. I don't believe that 100%. I think if they get a lead, Bryce Perkins is not going to last long. I'm going to play a hunch and lean on Liberty here and think that they keep it within the number. And then I'm probably going to play the over because I think no matter what, Liberty's going to score. UVA's secondary has like 4 or 5 guys who are out for the season. I think Liberty can put some points up here. I think Virginia can put some points up here. But you have to consider how long those starters are going to be in for the Wahoos.
Tony, where are you at this game?
Well, if you like Liberty here, then I think you have to like the over. I think Matt's correct there. Here's my problem with Liberty, as Matt described. Every time they step up, they failed. They are 0-3 against power conferences, and they haven't covered, haven't won. And conversely, and on the other side of this, Bronco is 2-6 versus the line. 2-6, I think, in the last 8 this year. So there's a lot of questions in this game. If I was going to step out and play this game, I have to make an assumption that Virginia wants to play, wants to impress, and is going to play their starters throughout the game. I would be opposite of Matt, and I would be on Virginia.
He's Tony Finn, WagerTalk.com, Matt Joseph from SportsMemo.com, and I, of course, am the Prez. Matt, you've just started in this industry. I get that, and I'm going to tell you right now, if there's anybody's brain that you can pick, if there's anybody you can learn from in this industry as you navigate through handicapping every sport, it's Tony Finn. 6 years Tony has been with us. He's consistently the best handicapper we have by far. I mean, Dave Koken is better than Tony in college football. Ralph Michaels is better than Tony in college basketball. Teddy Covers is better than Tony in being Teddy Covers.
He's good at that.
In regards to all sports, 6 years, we track all these guys, we keep their records. Nobody is even close to Tony consistently. The guy's on an 8-2 run, a 14-5 all sports run, and look, we all go on 8-2 runs, and we all go on 14-5 all sports runs. Put that aside. This guy is 70% in NFL, 32-14 on the season. Is utterly ridiculous. Put that aside. 61% in NFL over the last 6 years. Those are godlike numbers. To give you perspective of what Tony is doing this NFL season, there are probably 3,000-4,000 people entering the Westgate contest. They all release 5 plays every week. The leading guy at the Westgate for $1 million is 69%. Tony is 70%. So, Tony, I ask you this. Will you be my NFL partner in the Westgate next year, please?
The answer to that is yes, under one condition. And thank you for those accolades. But the one condition would be this. Who are you, and what did you do with Lawrence Pressman?
Oh, shut up. A month, guys, $100 off of a month of Tony Finn's plays. Tony225, I want everybody to know this has been the most well-received and used promo that we've ever had on this show, and it is rightfully so. So Matt, if you get a chance to go to Vegas, take Tony out for lunch, I'll pay, and pick his brains. Boys, college hoops. William and Mary going in to play Stanford. Stanford is -11. The total is 138. Tony, I'll go to you first.
Dane Fisher, brand new coach, William and Mary. And there's some changes, a lot of changes, really, with William and Mary this year. Tony Schaefer, I think, has been there since 2003. Matt probably knows better than I do, it being a mid-major school per se. But anybody who followed the tribe over the years, they know there's going to be some subtle changes this year. Fisher doesn't want to run, at least doesn't want to run like Shaver has the last 3 years. They're not going to put up 100 3-pointers during the course of the game. A lot of questions. But then the other side of this, Stanford, Jared Haas, who I'm very familiar with. When I covered Kansas Jayhawks, he was obviously a player for Kansas during their heyday under Larry Brown and all those great coaches they've had. They've lost players, transferred players, graduated players, so many question marks. This is a game where I would probably, as well as William & Mary's played, they played Oklahoma tough this year, tough to the wire. I would probably lean to the Dogs simply because there are as many questions for Stanford as there is for William & Mary. But that's my take.
Mr. Matthew Joseph.
Yeah, you look at this Stanford team, they're 5-0, but who have they really beaten? I mean, Santa Clara's their best victory, and if I remember correctly, they're like top 150 or so in KenPom. The offense is better than it has been in the past, and they're playing good defense. But once again, I call to who are they actually beaten? William & Mary is, as Tony said, they're changing the style. They will run when it's apropos, but they're more of an inside-based team now. Nathan Knight is an NBA prospect, 6'11", has a lot of moves inside, and then the Van Vliet kid who transferred over, he's a bona fide 7-footer who can shoot threes. They often play both of them. When you look at these mid-majors, you need the hook. You need a style of play like VCU with the Havoc. You need a really good scorer like Anthony Lamb at Vermont. William & Mary's hook is they've got two big centers and they can play inside, which is usually the advantage the Power 5 schools have over the mid-major. You add in a transfer point guard who's pretty good. The Thornton Scott kid is not bad at shooting guard. They shouldn't be too tired on this travel because it's been a couple days since Oklahoma. I agree with Tony. I think that William & Mary is the play in this one plus the points.
I went to see Ford versus Ferrari last night, and I just want to tell what's so funny.
No, because I saw that tweet, and I don't know what time it was, like at 4 o'clock in the morning or something. I was up still, and I was getting ready to take a nap, and I saw that tweet, and I said, the way you described that, listen, I know you really pretty well, and the way you described that is something that you really enjoyed, so I have to go see it because your artistic enjoyment is peculiar, to say the least.
Long story short, everyone listening, I think it's one of the best movies you'll ever see. I mean, I think it's right there with frickin' Shawshank. It was a piece of perfection. Wow. From beginning to end, there was not one single negative about the entire movie, and Christian Bale put on a performance of a lifetime. Ford versus Ferrari, double thumbs up, and a bicep pump.
You just gave me goosebumps. I got to go see it now.
Portland versus Milwaukee. Oh, before we get into that, real quick, Buster Sports 19-5, lifetime in 5% plays in the Canadian Football League. The Grey Cup is Sunday. He has a 5% play up. It's half price to all of you people. Use the promo code CFL20 at WagerTalk.com. Tony, Portland going into Milwaukee. Milwaukee is unbelievable. Giannis is a freak. Portland stinks. The line says it all, -13. What are we doing?
In my opinion, Portland made some poor decisions off season. They lost some really important bench players, some very important role players. They don't defend the perimeter very well, especially the three-point shot. And a lot of people are going to look at this and say, hey, Milwaukee played last night. Did Milwaukee played last night. They're going to be tired. Portland played last night. They're playing 4 out of 6 games. Here's what to do. Portland has no bench, and they're suffering through a number of injuries. And I'm not even going to go through them. Maybe I will. I don't know. But long story short is, this Milwaukee team is out to prove that they have a chip on their shoulder. I really like them. You either avoid this game or you do not, or you play on Milwaukee. You cannot step in front of these guys.
So,
now.
Matt, before we go to you, Tony, quick question.
Sure.
The Milwaukee coach, he's taking the night off, load management. His throat is a bit sore. Should we take that into account?
Coaching in my world, Mr.
Oh, don't
President.
even answer that stupid question. Matt, who do you like in this game?
I'm not going to pollute anything because I'm not the NBA handicapper here. So whatever Tony says, you should do. But I'm really happy my guy Carmelo's back in the league. As a Syracuse alum, I am stoked that he's finally back in the league. I know he stinks. I know that he's not going to add much, but I'm just really glad that Carmelo Anthony is back on my TV screen.
Many years ago, about maybe 10 years ago, I was staying at the Wynn, and the American team was getting ready for the World Championships. The Matrix was there. I actually spent about 4 hours with LeBron James in Steve Wynn's private pool. Me, him, and a couple other people. Very intimate. It was amazing. LeBron James was such a nice guy. The Matrix was a total dick. But what stood out to me, Matt, as you are a Carmelo fan, was how genuinely nice a guy he was. He spoke to everybody. He had an incredible energy about him. He was kind. And I've always been a fan ever since then. That's it for the show, boys. I'm going to eat. I am starving. Matt, congratulations on your great NFL run. We love having you on the show. You're doing the college basketball show, right, with Joe Ranieri?
I am not doing the college basketball show.
I am.
Oh, Tony is.
No. Oh, no. I'm doing the NBA. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm wrong. Today, I'm doing with Joe, the NBA with Joe, not college.
Well, that won't be a long show. Only 2 games tonight. Love you both. Right. Prez out.